This is the swatch and review for the Coastal Scents 120 Palette 1. It comes with 120 eyeshadows in multiple different finishes, and it's actually on sale right now for $9.98 instead of $25.95 on the Coastal Scents website.
This is the packaging on the Coastal Scents 120 palette. You can open it up like this, and the little ribbons make the hands really easy to pop out. I find the easiest way to put it when I'm using all of the colors is put one of the layers of shadow in the lid and then leave the other one in the bottom, and you get 120 shadow colors ranging from neutrals to blues to purples to pinks, some more neutrals, and then blues, purples, greens, yellows, oranges. So pretty much every color you can imagine is in here. I'm going to do swatches with primer, and for the primer I'm going to use the Coastal Scents Step 1 Eye Primer that you can get on the Coastal Scents website.
This is the first 60 shades that come in the palette, and the second 60 shades come in the palette for a grand total of 120. The first 10 are mostly blue colors. The only one that I had a problem with swatching was number 10. I had found that number 10 had more of a matte finish, so it was a little more chalky and hard to swatch. 11 through 20 was a lot of matte colors. As you can see, 11 and 12 really don't show up well on my arm. You can build them up more on the lid, but the matte colors in this palette are a little chalky. 21 through 30, 21, 22, and 23, really I had a hard time building up enough to where you could see them. And then 24 through 30 are just different variations of pretty much the same color. 31 through 40, I actually really liked this row. There was a lot of pigmentation and darker shimmer colors, and they seem to be the ones that show up the best. Anything with a little bit of a metallic reflex to it is going to show up a lot better and have better pigmentation. 41 through 50, a lot of the yellow colors in this palette are really hard to build up. The 41 through 43 were difficult to build up, to say the least. I had to keep going back and building them up more. 51 through 60, the darker the colors get, or if they have a shimmer to them or a metallic finish, they're going to show up better. 54 through 60 are all matte, and they were difficult to build up, but not as bad as the lighter ones. 61 through 70, it's going to be really hard to even see if there's anything on where the number 61 is, because it's pretty much just a white matte color. It was really, really difficult to build up to where I could even tell that there was something there. The 67 through 70 were really nice in that row though. 71 through 80, this is another one of my favorite rows. A lot of pigmentation, but that's mostly because of the darker colors and the metallic finish that these have. I think these are really pretty, and they pretty much remind me of a mermaid, but they all built up pretty easily. 81 through 90, a lot of different variations of purple. 84 is a matte color, and it was the hardest to build up in this row. It is a lighter color for the purple spectrum, so it was difficult. 91 through 100 kind of just remind me of cotton candy. They are really pretty. The ones that have more of a metallic sheen are going to show up a little better, of course, and be a little less chalky. 93 was probably the hardest one to build up in this, but it wasn't bad. 101 through 110 are different variations of pink and orange. I think that most of these built up pretty well. 101 was definitely a little more difficult to build up, but that's because it's a lighter matte shade. 111 through 120, these are the last set of colors in the palette, and I think that for a lot of neutral mattes, they built up pretty well. 112 was probably the hardest in the row to build up, but it was still doable. My overall thoughts on the palette are, if you have the extra $10 to spend to get a ton of different colors and finishes, I say go for it if you're a makeup lover. If you're looking for really, really high quality buttery shadows, you probably aren't going to find it in this palette, but you're going to get a lot of different colors and finishes for your money.